Hi guys, I am so sorry. I know it's Tuesday and I said I would be back with the second one. Before then, I had a little catastrophic event where I dumped my bolo beads with the necklace started, and it literally has taken me 2 days to do that. So we are back. I am here with Colleen's creation, and here is my Nekkid baby. This is Adalinda. Um, that I got from the Gemstone Orphanage. It is a dragon vang agate, and this is what the whole thing was based on. I love, love, love her. This is the front. Well, this is what I deemed the front. She's flat on both sides. This is the back. There is a little black inclusion back here, and it looks more like a fingerprint. So I thought that was perfect for the back because our fingerprints are on the back side of our fingers. And so there's the front. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. He's being obnoxious looking out a window, and I apologize. So today we are going to use this, and we're using the other stones in the, oopsie, I have a little slant going on here. So I have strung half my necklace using the agates. In between them, I've got the bicones that were the soft jonquil. There are the nuggets, then the peanut bead, and then the beautiful magma crystals, some more nuggets, one of the melon beads or pumpkin beads, some more. There's the fancy cut, another beautiful orange magma, nuggets, peanut bead, and nuggets, and then we're down to the middle. So for my agate, I need something to protect the stringing wire. I'm just using 19 strand stringing wire, and so I'm going to put on one of these, so I will have two in the middle, and I will show you how we're going to make the bead into a pendant. So I have those two beautiful ones, and now we're just going to repeat the pattern back up it. So I have one, let's see, where you at? I'm sorry, my nails, I did get the polish taken off, but I haven't redone them yet. 1, 2, 3. I don't think these were called chips. I think they were called pebble. I don't know. Maybe they did label them as chips. These are more like what I'm used to hearing as pebble beads because they're bigger. 2 and 3. So I call them pebble or nugget beads. Let's see. Okay, so I had 3 of these on. And so we got the 3 on down there. So we're working our way back up. I need one of the beautiful magmas. I love this orange with the fuchsia AB kind of finish on it. Just think it's absolutely beautiful. The reason I have the green in the background is because that's what color envelope they sent my adoption certificate in. So now we need 4. Oh no. Now we need the beautiful peanut bead. These were carnelians, and I love them. And I've seen some really cool things. I think Colleen was the one that made used wire and wrapped it around them and made the coolest thing, and I love that. I am not much, as you'll see in a little bit, much of a wire wrapper, but I'm going to attempt it. It's just not really my thing. Okay, so now we got that. We need a pretty magma, and then I think 4 more of my, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more of the pebble nugget, large chip, whatever you want to call them. And I just love them. So it's finding the hole to get them in the string. And I work with them a little bit when I pick them out, just so you can see how they hang together. Because I want them to be, I want them to hang nice and not have a lot of space between them. There's that one. That way when the necklace is done, there's not a lot of spacing. So I just spent an hour and a half picking beads up off my floor to find the last 5 of the small agates. I believe they're the 4mm. So there we go. We got those on. What do we do after this? We're going to put, oh, these beautiful. So another one of these orange crystals. I'm not even an orange girl, but I do love the way they bring a pop of color and sparkle to the kind of paler agate nuggets. And then they bring the fire of the dragon vein orange up in there. There's one of those. And then I did a grouping of three agates. One, goodness, guys, I can't see. Uh-oh, I just had a message flash across, didn't see. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we have one, and I picked matching beads. So this is a melon, pumpkin, whatever. And then we go an orange crystal. So I hope you guys' week is going well. Today and my job was the big day where we have the big meetings for everything and you go over your month and review and stuff. So it's always stressful. So I got that done and I was very relieved. So we put that on. Now we go to 3 more beautiful agates. So I got that done. I have a training on Thursday, so I'll be out of the office all day, which is kind of nice. That'll be fun. And then that'll be my week. Tomorrow I'll go fast getting ready, talking to my girls. This is social services month, social worker month. So I always like giving them little thank yous. I gave them their big ones today. I ordered mugs that say chaos coordinator, difference maker. And all of that is true in long-term care when you're working as a social worker. So I did that for them, and they loved them because they were personalized, so they thought that was fun. And it is a new team to me, but it was fun. I enjoyed. I love when you find the perfect gift for someone. It was so hard for me to wait to give it to them too, because I'm like, oh, I want to give it to them right now. So it's just always been the way I have been with gifts. So it's very hard for me to buy gifts ahead of time. So now where are we at? We are up here. Oh, did I do it right? Okay, we're going to double check the strand. Oop, there, got an up close view of my hand. So let's double check that I did this right. Yep. Oh, I think I must have put an extra one on here because they were so thin. So we'll add an extra one. So there'll be a 4 on one side and 3 on the other, but the length will look the same. So sometimes that's the trick too when you're using chip beads or, irregulars, because see, now those two match. And now we're going into the pattern towards the end that gives us the length. So here you can see I do one of the light jonquils. And really I just like saying that word. So one of these, 3 of my agate beads. Oopsie, I picked up a jonquil instead. And these were nice because they go anywhere from almost clear to a green, almost a tealy blue green. So that's nice. So we got those on. So we do that. So I'll do one more jonquil. And then let's do 3 of these. We need 3 more. Oh, I don't want that. Okay. So then we'll do 3 more of these. 1, oops, That was good, Kristen. Couldn't do that again if I wanted to, probably. So, oops, I got 4 in my hand. That's not going to be helpful. So 1. No, Remy, no. I apologize. I don't have my little 3. Remy, no. Here, so my best friend. Shh. Remy, stop. My best friend has doodles, and when one of them starts barking, Remy thinks he needs to alarm too. And he is an obnoxious dachshund. If you know anything about dachshunds, they must protect you from any threat, real or perceived. So, Remy, stop. Stop. And I can't pause my video. Remington, shh, shh. Shh. Come here. Come here. Be quiet. Be quiet. No. Be quiet. Stop. And then Jean will stop me, and he doesn't listen. So when my husband passed away, we were always home with him all the time, and so he doesn't listen very well anymore, and I spoil him rotten. Remy, stop. Okay, so there we did our pattern. So we have 3, a crystal, 3 crystal, 3 crystal. And what I decided to do, Remy, be quiet, was used, I believe, Remy, stop. I believe Randy from Thunder Horse Descendants calls them Old Faithfuls, so they're just a push clasp. And so that's what I decided to use. So, oh, I don't have a crimp. That's one thing that I probably did not find in the carpet. So let's get a crimp out here, guys. We'll just pour some out. And I did use, oh, look at that. I got a round one to start with. I did just use, oh, I know, that one's a small one. I did just use a round 2 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter. Oops, no, not a tube. I've just always been a round. I like the round ones better. I don't know. I think you get a better connection on them than if you use the tubes. But I know lots of people like the tubes because I can definitely see see when you mush them, you can see the separation in between them. So really, it is your preference. So I put that on, and then I'm going to use a wire guardian. These are stainless steel wire guardians. My clasp is stainless steel, so none of this will turn colors. And so that's why I use it. So if I keep it for me, I will turn an alloy thing green immediately. And it will turn... Remy! Seriously, buddy. Be quiet. So now he's settled down under my beading table. So I have that on. So what I'm going to do is pull it. Now I have extra wire, so I'm not going to pull it too hard because I don't want it to damage my wire, and I would like to reuse it. If anyone's still here watching after my dog, I apologize. But that's real life, isn't it? Okay, so, and as you can see, I keep my necklace like that so that I have movement in it. Okay, so see how it is when you pull it? I go ahead and mush. So now it's down to 1, and I'm going to tighten it up again. And now, before I crimp, I'm going to make sure I'm letting gravity do its work. I'm holding it up straight and just running it down so all my beads, especially when you have chip beads or irregular beads, making sure there's no gaps. And then I'll wind it back up, and I'll pull. And what I do when I'm pulling at the end is I hold the last bead that I fed it through and pull. So I got a pretty good strand. Okay, so now we're up pretty tight. I'm going to grab crimpers. Crimpers. So I will grab these crimpers. And crimpers have, in the back, they have a tooth. See the tooth? You want to use the snaggletooth end first, so that's the back hole. And I have this wire coming out, so I know they're not crossed, and I'm going to mush. And I felt it mush, and you don't want to mush too hard. You don't need to overpower it. I turn it sideways, and then I use the other one, and I mush it this way, and I felt it mush. And then I'm going to do the tug test, and it's pulling loose, which I don't like. So I think that it's just not getting bitten down. So I'm taking these, and oh yeah, and it bit down. And it looks like I damaged my wire guardian just a little bit when I crimped it, which is fine. I'm just snugging it like this, and it brought it back down. Now let's try the pull test again. Oh, yep, so it did not work. So I don't want to damage my wire. So what I'm going to do is go in here with my nippers, and I'm going to nip this bead off. Let's see, do I have enough room? Yeah, I do. So for whatever reason, it didn't work, and I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to nip it off. Yep. It came off. There's the piece down here. And then I'm going to gently pull out my wire. Oops, I'm on which side. So I'm going to grab these. So see how I've got the end like that? I'm just going to gently pull, and it's going to release it. There we go. And since I was having problems with that wire guardian, which it looked like I fixed it, but I'm just going to, that will be trash. We will, let's see, stainless steel. That's not my wire guardian box. This is my findings box. So I will grab a new wire guardian. I have two different ones in here. Let me see which one I got. That's the bigger of the two. So I will grab the bigger of the two. Oops, it bounced. Did I lose it? Nope, it bounced in there. So I got that. Let me grab another crimp. And maybe, just so we won't have a crimpage failure, what I do with my crimp tubes. Uh-oh. Okay. So maybe so we don't have any failure. Oh goodness, I just had a bunch spill out. I have my Beadalons. And these are crimp tubes, and this is the number 2 crimp tube. Just because, you guys, I don't want to have you sitting here watching me fail when we still have the pendant to make. I only need one. Oops, but I got like a million. So one of the ways you can tell if you have like cheap crimps or good crimps is by the thickness of the wall of the crimp tube or crimp. See how you can see the thickness? That's what you want. You want a good thickness. So yes, I did use a crimp bead on the other side, but honestly, no one's going to see that and be able to tell the difference once I get these on. It may be a little extra, but honestly, I can put a crimp cover over it if I wanted to, if I really was that concerned. So we will bead in our crimp tube. I honestly think it's these crimpers more than it is anything, because when I'm using the other crimpers, I'm not having any problems. So the tooth in that one doesn't look as long. The snaggle tooth in that one doesn't look as long as some of them that I have, and that may be it. It is a name brand. It is a Beadalon set though. It just doesn't seem to be working. I don't know. Maybe I wore it out. Who knows? Okay, so I don't want my thing to do that. Okay, so we got that. I have my massive tail here. Wow, these number 2s are huge. So I beaded it back through. Now I'm going to have to be careful here because I don't want my wires crossed, especially when I do a tube. So there we go. I got it. I got it so it's not crossed. I'm going to mush my thing. There we go. So there's what we got. I'm going to go in with Oops. One of my problems with wire guardians is see how they stick out on the sides. It's not a smooth transition. I do not like that. But, you know, life goes on, doesn't it? Okay, so then I bring it over and around. There we go. I'm going to mush that a little bit more just because I don't like the way they stick out. Oh. See, that didn't work either, so we're going to go back in. First off, I got to pull that back down. You guys, I never have problems when I'm not online. It's so embarrassing. Let's see. Okay, so snaggletooth. I always do the snaggletooth on the top. I scrimp it. Then I turn it. Use the second hole. Make sure it's pushed down. It did not do push down, so there. I got it. You can feel it. I know a lot of you use magical crimpers, and that's fabulous. I have some. I just never use them. Okay. Now we're going to squish. There we go. Tug test. It's not tugging. It's not coming out. Awesome sauce. We are going to cut this off. Make sure you only cut your extra wire and not the good one. Snip. It is nice to have good snippers. So I got a big 8mm stainless steel connector or jump ring. We're going to do that. We're going to put it onto the other side of this. That. Oops, so sorry guys. Ooh. Hope you didn't get seasick. If you did, that's pretty good from someone in Denver, Colorado, making you seasick. So I twist. It's not focusing. There we go. It's twisted. Now, so this is what we have. Okay, so I'm going to set her up here. Now, oh goodness, I'm out of my beads. That's all right, I have more. Fear not, I have my box. Oh, I don't have any more of those. Goodness gracious. Okay. See, this is what happens when you lose all your things. So, I'm going to, we may have to do some, we're going to have to do some different plans here, which is okay. So, I have a piece of wire. This wire is way too long. Way too long. It is, oh, I just flung it at my dog. It is 9 inches long. You do not need a wire 9 inches long. Trust me on that. So this is 9 inches. It's stainless steel and it's 22 gauge. I'm just wondering because I'm annoyed with myself because I lost my jonquils. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to feed it through here. We got this. It's top drilled. This is the front. I'm holding it so that the front is facing me. I am going to feed my 22 gauge through. Now, I still think I'm going to add those on. So I have 2 of these left that I found. Now I'm mad I didn't look for more. So I'm feeding on 2 of these pretty orange ones, and I'm going to bend it up like this. And so you'll do like we would a brioche wrap. And I am going to leave it more towards the front. So I'm going to hold the crystals with my thumb. I'm going to bring this one more like that. So now this is what we have. So see how the back is coming up further? I'm going to use my I'm going to bend this one down. I'm going to use my pliers and I'm going to bend it straight up. And this one is across. So when I turn it, please don't fall. This is what it's going to look like in the front. So I'm going to keep holding these. I'm going to use one pair of pliers and I'm going to hold it like this. And then I'm going to grab another pair of my Zerons and I'm going to twist. Uh-oh. I did not have a good grip on that. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I was holding it delicately. We want to be not so delicate. So I'm pulling it around and down. And I'm going to do, let me see here, 2. I did 2. I want to make sure it's tight to my wire and pushing down. Okay, so I've got a pretty good loop going there. And I've got this extra, and I'm going to leave that for a second. So this is what it's going to look like. And so that's okay. I straightened out this wire with my hand. So now it's supposed to feed over this. So we're going to use our round nose pliers. You can use your bail making pliers too. I just, I've always just been a round nose plier girl. So I grab it and I'm almost at the back and I'm going to pull it up to me and then around and then down. So I can't go any further holding it like this. Okay. So this is what we look like now, which kind of looks like a bow. And I don't want it, I need to make sure. Okay, so first off, I'm going to open it up just a little bit to make sure that I got it on here. I can feed it onto my necklace the correct way. There we go. Now, take my Zerons back and I'm going to hold it down. And I'm looking at it and it doesn't need to be quite so round. So see, I pulled it so it's a little bit more like that. And I'm going to position my plier so that this is up, and I'm going to just go squish back like that so that it's more like a lollipop. Now I'm going to hold it again and I'm going to wrap this wire, and I usually wrap with holding it with another pair just because for me I feel like I get a better wrap that way. Okay. So I'm pulling it towards me, towards the other pliers because I want it to be flat. Now I'm going to go around again. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is the front and it's not down far enough. Get that one out of the way. So I'm going to do another wrap. Okay, like that. So there we go, we're flat. So it did bend this. That's okay, because that's easy to straighten out. You just use your, remember, you're in charge of your wire, so you make it do what you want it to do. I probably, I'm just saying, could have gone with a 20 gauge instead of a 22, and I would not have quite so much difficulty. And I am going to do one more wrap around because I see that there's a little gap when I straightened it out, which is okay. And I am doing, I'm not doing a messy wrap because that's just not me. I think I told you before, I always think it's the cool girls that have the messy wraps. So that finished that one. I am going to cut the top one off. I'm going to nip that and make sure it's tucked. A good old nip and tuck here. And a tuck. And a tuck. Okay, so now we have this wire. The reason we do is because I want to do, this is really good. I'm going to do it on And I don't have my tiny one. So I'm going to make a spiral. So you start with your wire, and you can't feel it, and you're going to wrap. Now we have a hook. Now I'm going to use my Zurons, and I'm going to smush the hook down like that. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to take my Zurons again, and we're going to slowly create a wrap. Now, lots of people are worried about marring the wire. This is stainless steel wire, so I don't have near the issue with that because it's not so soft. If you're worried about that, you can put tape, masking tape around your plier ends. You can use vinyl, or yeah, the nylon jaw pliers. I don't particularly like using those, so I've just practiced and I don't worry about that. So we'll see how much of a spiral we'll get with this. Kids, I don't know. I am not, and this was totally off the cuff. This was not planned. So we'll see how this goes. I just didn't like it with just the 2 crystals. So, and I have a bump in my wire. Like if I was a professional wirer, like Colleen or Sarah, or I don't know who else does wire wrapping a lot. Probably lots of girls out there. They would have fixed that. No way would they allow a bump like that in theirs. I'm kind of at the place in my jewelry making life where I think things like that just add character. So now this is where we're at. I want that to be down so I can go a little bit more. And now I'm going to use my wire, grab my wire at the very tippy top and use my pliers to bring it down. So this is what we have. And it didn't work out, it's too long. So like I said, you're in charge of your wire, so you do what you want it to, you make it do what you want it to do. Oops, sorry. I want it to be like that. There. So I'm using it to kind of hold down my crystals. So I'm going to do, I'm using it to bend it down a little bit. So the first jewelry class I ever took was in high school, where I learned to solder and stuff. And the first thing we had to do was work with wire. And so ever since then, I haven't been a huge wire girl, because all I wanted to do was learn to set stones. But that's what I did with it. Now, in doing that, this is no longer, it's turned a little bit. So I'm going to hold this and let's see. I'm going to set it up a little bit on it, and there we go. So I'm looking at it. Okay, one of the drawbacks is these are so tiny. They don't have a lot of width to them. So I do have these larger flat nose. I'm going to take these in here and straighten it. Now I have to be careful, because I have all these crystals right around here, and I don't want broken crystals. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to take out the white dish. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. You can't really see. All right. And I did not tell you how long this necklace was, so how about I do that for you too? So, since I did, it should be 18. So it's 18 and a half. And then I have a drop of 2.5, which is perfect. So I'm going to pull us out. Remy, stop, so that you can see the whole thing. There you go. That's what that looks like. Now, I have yet to clean my... Oh, no, that's worse. Remy rubbed up against it. So we're going to have little Remy hairs. Sorry, I apologize. But we will get you a picture of what this actually looks like. Okay, and so I'm going to turn you and you're going to... Can you see me working on it this way? Okay, so it's hanging a little funny, so I'm going to come in here and just... There, okay. So, here we go. I'm going to take it off. Hold on. To take it off. I'm going to back it up. So that's what it's looking like. Sorry, you can see my closet in the background. That's what it's looking like. There. And then, let's see if I go back to 5. Will you go down to 5? Nope, you won't. So I'm going to pull it up a little bit so it's on the black. And once again, I apologize, guys. So that's what it looks like. Oh, that thing is just so crooked looking. I am going to have to fix that. So let me put you back up here on the stand. I cannot. Instead of the screen of death, which is usually blue, it was the screen of blackness. Okay, so what is going on here? Let me look at it this way. Okay. There, I fixed it. So it's all a game of fixing. So there, I got it. I just needed to straighten that up a little bit. So I can't say it's the best, but I do like it. And I actually will probably wear this with a black t-shirt, a pair of jeans, or a skirt, a jean skirt, or shorts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. So I am going to leave her here. I did want to show you, I did not record me doing this, but if you remember from the collection, there were pearls. And knotting is one of my things that calms me down, and I do because I love to do it. So I knotted the pearls, and in between, oh, at the end, because they weren't quite long enough, I added the leftover piece oval there. And I used, we got the square crystal strand. Do I have those in here somewhere? And it came with all different colors. So there were two there was like a lighter pink and a flesh color. So I used those in between and that. Then, and this was the toggle that they sent with it. So I knotted, and then I did the pattern, which was 4 colors, and then one of those, 4 colors, one of those, 4 colors, one of those. This is the other end to the toggle, which I loved, but I wanted it as a dangle because it was so delicate. And then, so I used the square crystals to make my loop, and I dangled one of the fancy cuts off it. And so this is what I ended up with. Oops, I buckled it backwards. Okay, hold on. Let me get it the right direction. There we go. So it hangs like that up there, and it looks like this. So the cord I used is a braided cord that's waxed. That's all it is. This is one of the ends to it. This is the bad end to it. I should cut that off. But so it's a flat wax cord. I ordered they had a kit. You can come up for me. They just had a bunch of them where you could get like a bundle and you could pick out your colorways, and it was fairly inexpensive, less than $20, and I got, I think, 10 rolls or 12 rolls, and look how much, and I use it. So and if it's not waxed enough, you can always add beeswax to it. So that's how I knotted the pearls. If you want to see a video of me knotting, let me know. Knotting is something I love to do. I do it with all different types of materials. So I got that. Sorry for the earthquake there. I will put this around. I think it'll, yeah, it'll sit. I hate to even show it that way, but I just wanted you to see the way that clasp set. So that's how that clasp set, and then there's the dangle for it. So that's what I did with that. So that's 3 projects from Colleen so far. I did the double strand necklace and the video's up, and then I did this with the actual Nekkid baby, and then I did this with the pearl strand, some of the crystals, some of the special cut agates, the oval, and the toggle. And I have some earrings planned for sure. I have something planned with the leather, and I think that's all I have planned so far. So I will get those out too. Excuse me. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry this one was a little bit longer. I apologize. I hope you were able to see everything and enjoyed the project. Please, if you are interested in any of these, I know the Colleen set is sold out, but Gemstone Orphans probably has other Nekkid babies you could buy, and I know that they do a collection like every other month, I think. So they'll probably have a new one coming out soon. So thank you again, and please don't forget to go over to Colleen Marie and give her some love and see what she makes with this kit. I know Becky has made some stuff with her kit, and yesterday I watched This Beaded Life with Jody, and she made an awesome, totally awesome necklace. So check that out too. Have a great week if I don't see you again this week, and stay crafty.